got another scooter already. Gosh, this is January. So, all right, let's open the box. Let's get this thing put together and do a ride test. So this would be a commuter scooter from a company called Onecna. And I've been very impressed with this scooter from what I've seen so far, and I was very excited to get a chance to review one. So, all right, so let's get it open. Now, I call it a mid-range because it fits between the really expensive $1,400 to $1,000 range, and this one fits snugly between about $1,000 and about $400. That's kind of where the scooters kind of break apart, and then it gets into use case. The next kind of level is use case, meaning is this going to be a commuter scooter? Is this going to be something that I'm going to buzz around the community with, or am I going to go off trail? You know, you get into those discussions, but let's look at the build quality. Let's look at what's in the box and start to unravel the mystery of the Onecna A2, right? We've got Onecna A2. All right, look at that. That's kind of cool right away. Little Halloween trinket there. Yeah, that feels like the charger. I'm not even going to open that yet. By the way, I do enjoy this. It is fun. More packing instructions. There's the close-up on those. The one thing about the mid-range sizes are that you... yeah, I like that. I like the traditional lock. Is that the weight is not to the point where you can't lift it up into a car or a truck. Looks like the screws line up pretty good. That's the other thing. Do they line up? Getting the assembly, we want to make sure we've got good alignment and things like that. Like I said, we do have a traditional mechanism here for locking the upright handlebars. Looks like we have regular keys, and these are usually up front here. There is our screen. Looks like a nice size. Nice, look at that. Very clearly identified. Thumb throttle, very nice to see that. Does this have an electric brake? We don't know yet. And I'm guessing these are mechanical pull brakes, style brakes, but there is the left and right one, which I really like. This is really nice, and this is probably blinkers built into, or turn signals built into the handlebars. So, all right, so let's lift it out and see how that goes, because we're going to be lifting this thing in and out of possibly a car or a van or even a truck bed. So let's see what's up with that and see if there's the tail of it, and there's the front. And that's not too bad. I can handle that. Let me go ahead and lock down the neck of this thing. Let me get those screws in right here, and so we can move it around a little bit and talk about it. But right there, let's go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back to finish out this review. So I guess the next thing we got to find is the kickstand, and there it is. All right. So far, Onecna A2 so far. Very, very good looking. That is a good looking scooter. It's fit and finish right now is looking great, but let's get close up. Let's not give it too much credit yet. All right, Dad ran them back. So we got to put in these neck screws. Let's get this thing secured. We get a closer look at the front light. Looks like it's well angled. This one's angled down at the street. We probably have to let our keys go there. And then the last thing we'll do is we'll peel off the sticker on the display. But these are the tools that you're given, and they give you just enough screws, 4 screws, and then looks like each screw has Loctite on them. You get into some other issues, as far as putting things together, but it's just to get this nice tight fit, you really have to use the correct tool. I go away from that for assembly purposes. You can use one of these kits, which is what I use. Be sure to check out the manual. We'll look at that closely too in just a minute. But this just gives you a little bit of quicker start. So I'm just going to get these not quite seated, just like that. And then I will finish it. Once I get all the screws lined up, I will tighten them all together. Four scooters a charge and you're riding. That's pretty much it. And, you know, instant gratification, but yeah, all right. A little bit of flex there. Let's do the jump test. That feels good. Look at that. I put the first footprints on here. Check that out. That's always important right there. The first footprints, nice. And then this has got the kick plate. This kick plate is like absolutely important. You just need things to do with your feet, especially if you got big old feet like mine. I am a size 13 shoe, and you can see that it takes up the entire platform. Here it is right here. We've got to peel off that electronic sticker. There it is. She is ready to go. Getting the keys off here. Let's get these keys going here. So we go ahead and snip that. Here's our ignition right here. A lot of the newer scooters are going to a pass key, which this doesn't have, but yeah. You know, you're not gonna leave this scooter anywhere it can get stolen, because it will get stolen, because these are really nice. All right, Dad Random, sweet. She's all together. All right, so first thing you'll notice right away, you've got those manual brakes there, manual disc brakes, which, you know, for a lower cost scooter you're going to get. You can replace brakes in a lot of units. I don't recommend. I recommend buying up. This is dual motor, and you'll see that there are two completely filled in. That's how you know they're dual motor. And that means nice uphill climbing. And those are 10-inch tires, so we can see that they're 10-inch tires. Everything looks good. Are these adjustable? Yeah, we can manage to adjust those discs. A little bit of dust on there. Nothing bad. There's our lockdown. Let's go ahead and do a quick demo with that in just a second, and we'll power it up. Brakes, let's see. They feel good and snug so far. I'd say they're ready to roll. Like I said, well, there's our what I call passive notification bell. You got to have that. Just a nice way to tell people you're on the way. Thumb throttle, very nice. I am still a fan of the thumb throttle. The higher end scooters are going away from the thumb throttle, and they're going towards we're talking top of the line. They're going through a finger throttle or a trigger throttle. I have not been able to test one of those yet. Here is your strap to when you collapse this and lock it down. We'll do that in just a second because I'm going to do that. But this is still portable, and I think that's what makes this scooter preferable to other scooters of this wattage and or speed rating, because a lot of people are worried about the speed of these things. And let's take that off right there. And that, of course, is a brake that will light up. And then these are our turn signals. So pretty nice, very nice visually. We will check on the tires. I'll give you the tire rating. I believe these are solid tires. I don't see anywhere to add air, and that's good. Don't have to worry about this thing basically getting flats on you, so that immediately takes away any need for any kind of air inflator. Let's see what's in there. There's our charge. Right there is a 3-prong charging port. Any auxiliary chargers. I just want to see if there's anywhere to plug anything in. Looks like there's a little, an area just enough to if we want to mount a camera or our phone. The biggest thing is phone mounts. Many people are just mounting their phones, putting their phones in their pockets. That's probably the safest place to put your phone, and not on the handlebars, because it's in the way. You know, it distracts you from what you need to be doing, which is watching for cars and not getting hit, especially on something like this. So, all right, there it is. There's our first look at the Onecna A2. All right, so for Dad Random and the Onecna A2, I think all we have left is to go over the specs and take it for a ride. And that's really the part that most of us really care about. So let's get this thing on the road. Let's get a camera on it, and let's talk about it as we ride it, because that's where most of the information that I get from other people, from scooters, that's the best way I learn from it, is user experience. Let's use it and let's experience it later by Dad Random. Yes. All right, Dad Random here. I've got the Onecna A2 scooter, and this is how I got her equipped. This is the speedometer app, and I have not charged it completely. I'm just going to take an initial ride. I kind of figured everything out. For example, to change from single to dual motor, you double tap that button. To go into different power levels, it's just single clicking that lever. So, and then we got our signals. So I did figure out how to find the menu, but I don't know what everything in the menu means yet. And I want to be able to just ride it first. So, all right. So this is my initial ride. First time. I know I'm going to be surprised because it is a really cool scooter. Big old 10-inch tires, solid. It's going to be a good ride. So I just got to take it easy and then just learn it a little bit. All right. Let's get riding. All right. Today I don't want to break any speed records. I just want to get used to this thing. So. All right, so we're in level 1. I guess for my height, I can't really see my controls, so I think immediately the big thing is just knowing where your switches are. And this is just single motor. We're just in single motor mode right now. Right now, it's just getting the hang of things and staying reasonably at a reasonable speed. Yeah, very responsive, that's for sure. I'm not used to having the rear kick plate, but man, when you kick it down, she goes, man. So there, the first test is brake test. So yeah, there's both brakes. Get a feel for those. Let's get on the trail over here. Today is about staying within my use case. So I did figure out how to change from miles per hour, and it looks pretty accurate actually. All right. 17, 15. And we will cross the street in a orderly fashion. All right, that wasn't too bad. So being a heavier rider is going to definitely be a challenge on this trip. But the next trip, we will make sure that we have everything we need, safety-wise, that's for sure. So here is the hill challenge right here. So we're in single motor, level 2, actually level 3 single motor. So my guess is we're gonna go right up the hill. I don't think we're gonna need dual motors, but we'll find out. So there it is right there. It's pulling me. I am 250 pounds. And we need to be, this is really steep right here. And we need to go into well, it brought me up the hill, just really slow. About 10 miles an hour up that hill. All right, so let's go down to 1. And we're gonna switch into dual motor. There we go. So we are now in dual. Oh yeah. Front wheel dug right in. And that's level 1. Then level 2, dual motor. All right. Yeah, she kicks right in, that's for sure. Hi. Oh, yeah. All right, so I would say level 2, 18 miles an hour is pretty par for the course. At least good for me right now at the learning phase of this scooter. I know nothing about this scooter, so it's super important that that I learn it before I start smacking my, oh man, look at that, I am gonna hit the top of that thing. But on the flat ground, I really don't need I don't need a level 3. Holy crap. Yeah. My Lord. That is crazy fast. That is crazy. I'm just, wow. I am not used to going that fast on a scooter. Oh my God. Oh man. I'm going back down to single motor. Oh man. Oh my gosh almighty. Oh wow, that was crazy. All right. So yeah. So level 1, normal, kind of, let's put it back in 1. 1, we are, 1 is not very fun. 2, hold on to your shoes. 3, shut the door, man, that's for sure. Now, as far as going off trail at this point, I am not ready to go off trail. There's no freaking way I'm going off trail. Not yet. I see riders of these scooters that are, you know, off trail. And all right, here I got to do a quick adjustment here, really quick. Brakes are good. Here we go. Little squeak there. I just want to get this tightened up because we are doing the shake and bake here. We are a mile and a half in, and so far so good. Hi. Yeah, everybody's out scootering or biking or whatever. Yeah, I would. What I've been told is that there's a like semi, like either partial pneumatic, solid tires. I forget what they're called, but a lot of people are saying that that is kind of a little bit better. I can kind of see that. It's not like it's rough. This is definitely not a rough ride. This takes care of the big stuff, that's for sure. But a little bit of vibration, you know. But we're going, this thing does go quite fast, you know. It's not like we're just kind of dinking around, you know. All right. So it's time to get the drone out. So all right, let's get the drone going. One of the first things that comes to my mind right now is this type of riding is going to take a little bit of time to get comfortable with. I'm actually more comfortable than I thought at this point in time, but this thing goes really fast, especially in dual motor. You do get that kickoff that it wants to do. It literally wants to pull that front wheel. A lot of these scooters are starting to add torque sensors, so they sense that get off. I don't know if I can adjust this one. I'll be looking into that, but we're about 2.5 miles in. Everything's the same. So, I mean, looking at both my phone and 2.5 miles, 24 miles an hour max. And we've been on the trail for 16 minutes. So, all right, so that's where we're at so far, which is actually pretty accurate. So I'm in level 1 in dual mode. And if you're starting and stopping, that is definitely the level to be in. You're literally literally riding a car. This is there's a big bump there. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna go down this trail here and go down to the bike park and utilize this thing right here. Get some weight on that back foot, and there we go. Test out some speed, do a little speed run. So we've got this thing in double, level 3, about 28 miles an hour. And I'm happy with that, that's for sure. So this trail wraps down, goes down to this stop sign down below here. And I feel a little bit of torque. I feel a torque sensor. Here we go. Don't get angry at me for running that stop sign. But this is definitely a better place to learn. And down here, I think they're actually gonna extend the trail down here all the way to the road. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do this right here. So we're dual motor all the way up the hill. So this should just pull me, it should just torque me up the hill. Which it's doing. I mean, it is not even skipping a beat, bringing my 250-pound body to the top of this hill. It is easily taking me up. This is a really unique bike park. So it's bikes only here. And there's a lot of circles, a lot of really nice places to work on your biking skills, or e-biking skills, or your scooter skills. Right. Okay, so we're gonna head on back and down. You'll recognize the road that we hit here in a second. Like I said, the only thing I would even say is a little bit like strange or weird is the fact that I'm tall. So I'm actually a little too tall in a way. And we are going to, let's go up this big hill here. This is a good hill test. Nope, I don't expect any problems getting up this hill. Just complete power. There's just nothing that's gonna, nothing's gonna slow me down going up that hill there. All right. That was pretty amazing. On an e-bike, I've never gone up that hill that fast. So I've never experienced that kind of speed going up that hill on an e-bike. I can actually go too fast. I could get a ticket on this road. with this thing. Kind of crazy. All right, there's a group of guys in front of me that are going like 2 miles an hour, and I'm gonna pass them. Go on the speed limit on a street in a scooter. Unbelievable. All right, we're back. Wow, I believe this has some secret sauce in it that I have not unlocked. So, because my max speed is 26, and I am almost sure this thing can go faster than that, even though I probably don't need to. But 5.6 miles. And let's see, I don't know if I think, yeah. So yeah, 5.6 miles, 2,920 feet of altitude change. Yeah, about half an hour, just dinking around. So, all right, that's our first trip. And it's solid. I don't know, rattling. I mean, the only thing that rattled was the keys, and if I just took one of the keys off, I'd be fine. But yeah, all right, dead random for the Onecna A2. Yeah, the Onecna A2. I should be able to say that 100 times by now, because I will. All right. It says 5 miles and 5 or 5.6 on the odometer. All right, later.